Hello and welcome to Monday's programme.
Your headlines tonight. In memory of my brother, the knife crime campaigner from Swindon aiming to save lives by changing the knives used in our kitchens.
I'll never be the same. I think for my family, we'll never get through it. You know, it is a traumatic grief and it will stay with us forever now.
As lakes and ponds run dry in the heat wave, Wessex Water warns a hosepipe ban is coming unless usage is cut.
The sky's the limit. How almost 300,000 people enjoyed the Bristol Bloom Fiesta over the weekend.
And it's almost 27 years to the day since the last solar eclipse here in the UK. But will the skies be clearer compared to back in 1999? I'll have all the details later.
Good evening. First tonight, a Swindon woman is on a mission to save lives by encouraging people to change the knives we use in our kitchen. Well, Jordan Turner's campaign follows the death of her brother Lee, who was stabbed in the town.
Jordan is giving out free packs of blunt-ended kitchen knives. She believes this can help get weapons off our streets and, crucially, save lives. Karen Bell went to meet her.
He was my older brother, so he was my protector, really. He was just very family orientated, loving, caring, kind. He had a big friendship group and he was loved by many.
Lee Turner was 33 when he was killed in a Swindon park in 2021. In a row over drugs, his attacker claimed self-defence and was cleared of murder.
So Lee went to the venue to meet a person that wasn't from Swindon. An altercation happened. They was both carrying a knife. And Lee was the one that ended up being stabbed to death.
In the 5 years since Lee's death, his sister Jordan has devoted herself to tackling knife crime with her campaign Change Lives, No to Knives. She gives talks in schools and prisons. Her latest focus, persuading parents to swap pointed kitchen knives for blunt-ended ones. She gives them a pack herself.
Not every parent would know if a household kitchen knife went missing from their drawers. So these come in a pack of 4. And then if you have got unsupervised teenagers at home, you haven't really got to worry about them looking at this knife like a weapon because it hasn't got a point on.
This is Hawthorne Avenue Park in Swindon, where Lee was killed with a kitchen knife. ONS figures for Wiltshire show a slight drop in knife crime between 2024 and 25. But there were still 401 weapons offences here in that year. Jordan is desperate to stop the knife-fuelled escalation that claimed her brother's life.
I'll never be the same. I think for my family, we'll never get through it. You know, it is a traumatic grief and it will stay with us forever now. This is our lives, change lives, no to knives now.
Jordan and her family fund the knife packs with their own money. Their way of trying to bring hope from tragedy. Karen Bell, ITV News, Swindon.
Let us know what you think. It's a very interesting idea, isn't it? OK, next, the tributes to a 16-year-old girl from Wiltshire who's tragically lost her life while on holiday in the Caribbean. Abby Linton, who was a talented dancer and cheerleader, was looking forward to receiving her GCSE results later this summer. Well, Nick Smith joins us in the studio to bring us up to date on what more we might know about this.
Well, the details of how Abby died and how others suffered injuries are still being investigated by the Foreign Office. But what we do know is that it happened on the 30th of July while they were on holiday in the Dominican Republic. Friends of the family have already been paying tributes on a GoFundMe page in her honour, saying Abby, who was 16 and from Swindon, had lost her life in a terrible accident and 2 of her siblings were also badly injured. She attended Tanwood School for the Performing Arts in Swindon, who have posted their own message saying, "It is with great sadness we share the devastating news of the passing of former pupil Abby Linton. Abby joined Tanwood as a dinky dot and was part of an exceptional group of dancers who formed strong friendships, which spilled over to the audience when they performed together. Abby was also a member of Swindon Lightning Cheerleading Club, who've put a tribute on their Facebook page, saying Abby was a much-loved member of our Swindon Lightning family. Her kindness, infectious smile, unwavering encouragement and love for cheerleading touched the lives of so many athletes, coaches and families over the years. The club also held an event yesterday evening where members could go and pay their own tributes. And the Foreign Office has told us they are providing consular support to the family and assisting other British nationals and their families who were affected by the incident. And they are in contact with the local authorities over in the Dominican Republic.
OK, Nick, it is a tragedy. I'm sure we'll get more details. Thank you for bringing us up to date.
Thanks, Nick. Now, there's a huge demand being placed on water supplies this summer, with Wessex Water reporting that usage is up by more than 30%. The firm supplies water to 1.3 million people across the region.
Yeah, areas include Bath, Weston-super-Mare and parts of Wiltshire and Dorset. Without a drop in demand, the company says it will have to introduce water restrictions, so things like a hosepipe ban. Max Walsh reports now from Devices.
Well, this pond in Devizes town centre tells its own story, the result of multiple heat waves and a period of exceptionally dry weather. Wessex Water says demand has been very high now for more than 30 days, around a third higher than normal for these summer months. And when you consider the fact that we have more dry weather to come, we've just had an amber heat health alert for the remainder of this week. They are really urging households to not use too much water where possible. Otherwise, they say they will be forced to impose restrictions such as a hosepipe ban, and this is something that they haven't had to do for 50 years, since the heat wave of 1976. This is what they had to say a little bit earlier.
We're now in unprecedented times with the weather. Everyone can see that it's been extremely dry and extremely hot for a long time. We've got additional teams carrying out leakage detection and repair as well, trying to reduce the impact as much as possible. But if we can ask our customers to help us with those small changes to have that big impact, we'll do our best to try and avoid that hosepipe ban.
So what can people do? The advice is to cut back on any non-essential water use, things like not washing your car, accepting that your lawn may have to go brown for the next few weeks before the rain starts once again, reuse paddling pool water, recycle washing up water and use them to water your plants instead. We've been speaking to people in Devizes about the things they're already doing to try and cut back on their water use.
Be a bit more careful and shorter showers. Less washing up, letting it pile up and on the draining board, that sort of thing, all this sensible stuff really.
I'm using my washing up water to water my plants with, because I've got pots in my garden and I don't use a hose. I use a watering can, the rest of it, use what I can.
You'll keep watering your plants, but you'll just be...
I'll be much more careful, yes. I'll use the can and the rest of it just have to take pot luck, won't it?
Wessex Water say supplies, while under pressure, are currently stable, but with temperatures rising later this week, they are warning that households must look to make water savings if they're to avoid restrictions going forward. Max Walsh, ITV News.
Wow.
Now, a man remains in custody in connection with a car crash which left 3 people injured in the Stokes Croft area of Bristol yesterday morning. The emergency services were called to the scene at around 6:30 a.m. yesterday. One person required hospital treatment and a shop front was damaged.
Staff who help people leave Gloucestershire's hospitals and move back home will strike next week. They say proposals to transfer the council-run service to private providers aren't in the best interests of staff or residents. The council says it'll continue to oversee the service, but a new approach would increase capacity.
There's been a record 44% increase in the number of migrants arrested for illegally working in the region. Over the last 6 months, immigration enforcement officers have been targeting businesses across the southwest as part of a nationwide crackdown on illegal working. The government says it's committed to making sure honest workers aren't undercut. Well, you're watching ITV News in the West Country, as usual, with Alex and Seb. Hope you had a great weekend. I wonder what people were up to in this sun, right?
Well, I hope you got a relaxing one, unless you were working at the weekend. I like that, as usual, I hope that presumes that you'd normally be watching. Welcome to those of you who might be holidaying, though. Perhaps you're wondering where your usual newsreaders have gone. Still ahead before 6:30. We've got massive crowds who enjoyed the Bristol International Balloon Fiesta, which coloured the skies over the weekend. We take a look at the key moments.
And with a new amber heat health alert in place from 9 o'clock tomorrow morning until Friday evening, just how hot will it get this week and how long will it last for? I'll have the details later.
But for now, I'm pleased to say it's time for the sport.
Powering local sport in the community. Octopus Energy sponsors ITV Regional Sports Report.
And look who's in the studio with us. It's only Ross.
Hello.
It's only Ross.
I didn't mean it like that.
Thanks.
I mean, it's only Ross. Ross, what a weekend it was. Not the best of starts, was it?
No, abysmal for our football teams, actually. I can describe it as that. Let's run through the Carabao Cup fixtures, shall we? Let's start with Swindon. Though tricky pre-season for them under manager Ian Holloway, they took on Cardiff City. The Robins versus the Bluebirds. Swindon had actually taken the lead, an own goal, putting them 1-0 up. In the end, though, they lost 3-2 to exit the EFL Cup in round 1. And in Gloucestershire, Cheltenham Town were also in action. Steve Cotterill's side found themselves 3-0 down to Charlton before the break. They did get a goal back in that one through George Miller, but ended up on the wrong end of a 3-1 scoreline. Like Swindon, they lost out to a team 2 divisions above them in the Football League. Elsewhere, the news from the Memorial, also not very good. The Gas lost 1-0 to Peterborough at home to also go out of the competition. Remarkable stats, actually. Fans all over the country talking about this. They haven't scored a goal in the competition for 7 years. In that time, we've had the coronavirus pandemic and 5 prime ministers. Unbelievable, isn't it? Absolutely unbelievable. Yeah. The guy who actually scored their goal, Tom Nichols, he's gone away. He's played for 4 different clubs, and now he's back in the region playing for Swindon. So there you go.
Wow.
Ross, would you stay with us? Because we've got an amalgamation of 2 wonderful things now. Not only have we got only Ross here in the studio, but also someone that you met a couple of weeks ago, didn't you, at the Commonwealth Games?
Yes. Can I just say a big hello to Shante Eve Amankwa, who is the proud owner of 2 medals. Bravo. Bravo. Well done. I have to say, that must have been nerve-wracking, but has it all sunk in yet now?
Yeah, I think it's all pretty much sunk in, but I'm still really happy and I can't believe it. All my friends and family are buzzing. But it's been quite a quick turnaround because I had another training camp last week. So I've finally settled in back home now. So, yeah.
No time off. How many have you watched it back? Have you kind of critiqued yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I think, like, with my coaches, we, like, look at the things I can work on and to improve on for the next one. So.
I mean, that shot behind you. Have you seen it? There's a giant you so behind you. I mean, it's just exquisite, isn't it, Ross? You were there. What was it like?
Yeah, it was unbelievable, actually. You know, Shante, every time they put her on the big screen in the auditorium as well, it was just the biggest smile. You were absolutely loving it, weren't you? It was so amazing. The thing, obviously, though, as well, that I spoke to you a lot about, your dad is Kev Amankwa, the Bristol City footballer. People will know him from our region. You actually told me an amazing story the first time that you saw him after you got your medal. He had a little joke for you. What did he say?
I think...
is it clean enough?
No, but he asked for an autograph. He asked for a picture.
He asked for an autograph. He asked me for my autograph.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
How do you fit it all in, though? Because you're 17, aren't you?
Yeah. I think, well, it was quite a struggle, like, last year, like, with my GCSEs and stuff, but I managed to pass, and I finished my first year of college. And they're all good at giving me my work and stuff.
I bet.
Yeah.
Show us your medals. So they're on the desk. We can't see them.
That looks good. So I'm clearly never going to compete in the Commonwealth Games.
Definitely not in gymnastics.
Not this year, anyway. What's it like? What's it like actually competing? The nerves and everything.
To be fair, I wasn't too nervous. Like, as nervous as I would be. Right. I think it all comes with experience and, like, when you kind of realise it's just another competition, it's just another routine that you've been doing in the gym. But I think that was actually one of the first competitions I've actually been, like, really enjoyed it and had fun, as well as it being a bit nerve-wracking. But no, I loved it. So, yeah.
I guess next stop, are you thinking about the Olympics yet?
Yeah, I'd love to go,
Yeah.
but obviously I've got to keep up my training and what I'm doing now, and hopefully, yeah.
No, I mean, you got 2 Commonwealth gold medals, bronze medals. Now you get to do the awesome thing when someone says, "Where's your Commonwealth medal?" You can say next to the other one.
Yeah,
it's one of those. You've got 2 of them. It's an amazing achievement, and well done.
What's your advice to someone who thinks, yes, I'm going to take up what Chante's doing?
I think just stick at it, because even if you start not as young, I started quite young, but even if you just enjoy it, then try it, keep going, and yeah.
And deal with the media as well.
Yeah.
Deal with
Sorry. Well, if you get to LA, yeah, absolutely. We'll be talking to you a lot more.
And they've got an ITV first in the West Country of being interviewed by 3 of us.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There you go.
Thank you so much, Chante. What absolute pleasure it is to meet you and your medals.
Thank you.
It's lovely. To take them everywhere.
Yeah.
Supermarket and everything.
Nice to meet you, Chante.
Thanks, Ross.
Now, there are renewed calls for housing developers to help endangered birds here in the West Country.
Yeah, in Scotland, I didn't know this, it's mandatory for new buildings to include special nesting bricks for swifts. Well, now the government's told us that it expects to make it a legal requirement here. Lauren Hall reports.
These aren't the only homes being put up on this new development.
If you take a look right up there, you can see that this house has been fitted with a hollow brick, and that makes the perfect nesting site for swifts when they stay here over the summer.
So-called swift bricks are becoming popular with a number of housing developers.
We believe in doing the right thing with making sure that the site biodiversity is increased by the time we leave, and giving the people that live on our sites the chance to live alongside wildlife in a nice environment.
And do they mind living alongside swifts? Do they make good neighbours?
Yeah, I think swifts make great neighbours. I think people generally enjoy watching them. They're quiet, they don't make any mess particularly. Once they're in their little nest brick, they can't get into your house. So, yeah, good neighbours.
That's why conservationists want us to be good neighbours to them.
The RSPB has been campaigning actually for many years for swift bricks to be made mandatory in new developments in England. So we would absolutely love to see that, because it would make a huge difference bringing back those nesting holes that the birds desperately need.
It's recently become mandatory in Scotland, and now the government's told us it expects to take a similar approach in England. Swifts are losing a lot of their traditional nesting sites in the nooks and crannies of old buildings, so swift bricks can help those looking to nest in the West Country.
Where we've removed those nesting opportunities from old buildings, or buildings have been lost, redeveloped, that habitat's been lost. So when we're creating these new builds, and something as simple as a swift brick, can really make all the difference.
Many hope swifts will make a swift recovery, but there's still more to do.
So step in the right direction, certainly, but we need to think about where we put the swift bricks, and we've also got to think about other measures in the wider environment. We must make sure they have enough food and other habitats to sustain them throughout the life cycle, because otherwise we'll just have a whole load of swift bricks and no swifts.
They're only here for a few months, and most have already left by now. But when they come again next summer, they may well find a lot more places to call home, somewhere they can come back to year after year. Lauren Hall, ITV News.
Very beautiful. Now, if you were in or around Bristol over the weekend, there's a chance that you might have just been treated to the magical sight of balloons.
You would have had to look up, though. The city's balloon fiesta was a huge success, attracting tens of thousands of visitors in near-perfect flying conditions. The Fiesta's flight director, Clyde Bailey, is going to be with us, along with Jo, his wife, who's also a pilot. We're going to be chatting to you in a moment. But first, let's take a look at some of those amazing pictures from over the weekend.
Can't get enough of it. Welcome again to you both. It's so good to see you. We've seen a lot of you, haven't we? So, Clive, how do you feel, if we start with you, how do you feel it went?
It was unbelievable, really was. It wasn't just nice weather, it was absolute perfect ballooning weather. And we missed Sunday night, the wind just picked up. And we all know you can't get 6 out of 6. We did in 2015. We had 7 out of 7 then. But this weekend was just magical, absolutely magical.
I think you described it to me as best as it could be this year.
I don't know what else we could do ballooning-wise to make it better. We've got the 50th coming up in 2 years' time, so we'll have to put a show on. All we want is the weather, and we can put a show on. But yeah, I mean, the pilots, the crew, everybody were absolutely over the moon.
I've been to a fair few, Jo. Something felt extra special about it this year, didn't it?
It did, and I think the whole atmosphere in the arena with the pilots and crew, everyone felt very buoyant, and I think the crowds are lovely, and it just seemed to be a really lovely atmosphere, very sort of coming together, very community feel.
There usually is, but it was just like next level this time. It was next level for you as well. Well, up and down on the levels, wasn't it? To remind us what you did.
Yes, I did a tethered balloon hopper challenge. And I went up and down as many times as I could in an hour to get a potential Guinness World Record. So I went up, and it was set at 30 and I did 68.
I mean, you just nearly didn't stop.
No.
When do you get it verified as a world record?
I don't know. I have to send all the paperwork up this week and then they'll let me know.
Oh,
so fingers crossed.
No doubt. It was phenomenal, and raising money for charity as well.
That's right. For the ICU course at Southmead that helped me so much, and I know it's helped so many other people. I want them to have more people to have that opportunity, and also Crohn's and colitis, who support so many people and raise so much awareness and do a lot of research.
This year, one of the things that really struck out was how many people were there, especially in the morning that I went up on. I think it was on the Friday, wasn't it? Friday's ascent.
You flew just to remind me.
And thousands and thousands of people for that morning ascent. It must have been lovely to see.
It's great, and we're very privileged to see that number of people and please that number of people. And when you can't see a blade of grass from the arena out, we know we're busy.
And that must be great to see, considering, I mean, we talked about this, didn't we, earlier, that the Balloon Fiesta was in danger.
We had some very, very difficult years. We had a thunderstorm one afternoon, on a Saturday afternoon, just sat over the Fiesta, and very high winds, and we had to actually close the site for safety reasons on a Saturday night, and that nearly bankrupted us. And we've had some really difficult times, but we're now working very closely with the council. They've been fantastic support over the last couple of years. We really appreciate that. And it's really moving. As you say, there was a very special vibe about it this year.
Really was. You could have made a fortune if you charged, but you don't charge.
We
Do you think you ever will?
No. We've said it's free for the people of Bristol. And we charge for car parks. It costs us just over £850,000 to put the Fiesta on. The council don't pay us anything, but they gifted us the use of Ashton Court, which we very much appreciate. And we have to raise that money. So, but we like people to come in. To be able to do it for nothing is good.
They clearly still love it.
But we have people from all over the world, not only internationally with the balloonists, but people from all over the world come to the Fiesta.
Well, it was brilliant, and I think everybody who went felt just electrified by it, and long may it continue. It bodes well for the future, doesn't it? And international coverage as well.
Yes, it was enormous, and of course we got Young Bristol, the charity. We had a lot of Young Bristol people in, having a taste of ballooning, which we were very proud to be able to help.
Yeah,
long may it continue. All right, Charles.
Bless you
It's
both.
brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you, Clive.
Right, well, that was the weather for the weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, we need it for tomorrow now. Here's Georgie.
Expect clear skies, island vibes, and afternoons made for exploring. TUI sponsors ITV West Country Weather.
Hello, good evening. We've started the new working week once again with plenty of sunshine. It has been just a few degrees cooler. A weakening cold front brought in some cooler, fresher air. But as the week goes on, well, temperatures rising once again. Highly likely we will see the 5th heat wave of the year so far by Wednesday, so the outlook is a fine and a dry one. As this ridge of high pressure here continues to build from the southwest, extending eastwards, and with that we're going to start to pick up some hot and humid air from the near continent. So yes, it's going to be another very hot week. Tonight though, fine and dry. Beneath those clear skies we could just see the odd isolated patch of mist and fog forming, and temperature wise, well, pretty similar to recent nights, with lows for many of us down to around 12 or 13 degrees. So tomorrow morning, some mist and fog initially, a bit of patchy cloud here and there, but that strong August sunshine soon getting to work, burning away the clouds. So long spells of sunshine right across the board by the afternoon. More of a breeze tomorrow, but actually temperature-wise, well, highs tomorrow reaching 28 or 29. To put these in context, the average for this point in August is near 22 or 23 degrees. So heat will continue to build. That area of high pressure and the wind direction is southerly, means we start to draw in hot and humid air from the near continent on Wednesday and Thursday. But Wednesday should leave us with clear skies, so actually brilliant viewing for the solar eclipse, which will start at around 6:30 on Wednesday evening. The heat peaking on Thursday, slightly cooler by the weekend, hopefully rain by Sunday.
TUI sponsors ITV West Country Weather.
Georgie, thank you very much. It is going to get absolutely boiling, isn't it?
Again.
And with the solar eclipse as well.
I know. Yes, we've got lots of advice on how to look at it safely, hopefully tomorrow, because you don't want to look at it. So that's very important. By the way, if you want to watch our coverage of the Bloom Fiesta, it's on YouTube. All our programmes are.
Yes. Well, that's it for us. I'm back rather at 10:30.
From all of us here.
Bye.